Chapter 1336. The finance minister smiled smugly. The finance minister was important in any nation, so it was no wonder that he was so arrogant. Wilbur smirked coldly and said, "I don't believe that you can put me in jail over an elevator. It doesn't matter whether you believe it or not. Just wait and see," said the assistant while smiling. Wilbur also smiled coldly. He was curious to see how they would do that. The finance minister said coldly, "All right. Don't waste time on him. I asked Barbara out for dinner. Don't let him affect my appetite." "Yes, sir. I'll run an investigation on him. Someone will get rid of him immediately." The elevator door opened as he spoke. The finance minister scoffed coldly and walked into the elevator. The bodyguards followed him, and the assistant stopped Wilbur. "What's your name?" asked the assistant coldly. Wilbur smiled and replied, "Wilbur Penn. I'll remember you. Don't think about running away because you can't." "Got it?" asked the assistant arrogantly. Wilbur smiled and replied, "I won't run away. Don't you worry." Then he pressed the elevator button. The assistant scoffed coldly and started to make phone calls. Wilbur ignored him and went into the elevator. The assistant sneered as he watched Wilbur leave. He felt like Wilbur was a joke because he dared to be rude towards the finance minister. The assistant thought that Wilbur would regret it when he went to jail. Wilbur walked to the revolving restaurant and the waiter approached him to ask about his reservation. Wilbur said Hannah's name and he was led to a table in front of a window. Their table was more private. Hannah was waiting there for him. She hurriedly stood when she saw him, and she shyly asked Wilbur to sit. Wilbur sized her up. Hannah wore a full black gown with a white pearl necklace. Her long neck made her look elegant like a swan. Her gown had a V-line cut, so her cleavage was revealed. She looked stunning with smooth skin. The gown silt was also up to her thigh, so her skin was revealed as she moved. It was eye-catching. Wilbur glanced and hurriedly looked away. He said, "You're so beautiful today." "Thanks. Long time no see," said Hannah while looking at Wilbur. Wilbur smiled and said, "Yeah. It's been months. I heard from Faye that Evra's foreign trade is progressing very smoothly, and we started to gain huge profits." "Yes, it's progressing very nicely now, and it's all thanks to you," she said while smiling. He shook his head and said, "It's all thanks to your management. We're just investors." They quietly had their conversation. Suddenly, a glamorous woman walked in, and she was the center of attention in the restaurant. "Wow, Barbara!" Hannah also exclaimed. Wilbur frowned because he heard of that name. He glanced at Barbara. She was indeed beautiful, and she looked very confident. "Who is she? Is she famous?" asked Wilbur curiously. Hannah smiled and replied, "You're not from here, so you don't know. She's a trending celebrity in Gangu right now, and she's very famous." "Oh, she's a celebrity," Wilbur nodded. They saw a fat guy stand to greet Barbara, and she walked over with a smile. The fat guy was the finance minister. Wilbur and Hannah were sitting somewhere more private. Hannah picked that spot on purpose so she could have a quiet conversation with Wilbur and no one would disturb them. However, Wilbur could see the table of the finance minister clearly. He saw that the finance minister asked Barbara to sit. He was being friendly, and they started to chat. The waiter started to pour wine for them.